Alright guys, supper's all done. Everything's totally cleaned up except for the charcoal grill box there. I did drop the grate down on top of the charcoal, so that's actually going to burn off all the food residue. It's placed right next to the fire pit, so I'll just leave that there for the night, let it do its thing. It's still piping hot right now. It's the heat waves rolling off of it. So everything else is cleaned up, and I'm just getting ready to get the fire pit ready for this evening's campfire. Now this storm, looking up in the sky, I have no idea what's going on. So it was gnarly earlier on. Big black clouds up there. Now it's looking spotty. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Rain, no rain, I don't know anymore. So just going to let it do what it does, you know. But as far as the fire goes, the wind has actually kind of swirled around a little bit, kind of against my plan. So the fire ring of rocks is actually right where I want to put my metal fire pit. Now I could dismantle this fire ring and put it there, but I don't like doing that. There's already a fire ring there, which tells everyone else that comes here to put the fire there, which is nice, instead of fire pits all over the place, which is never nice. So what I'm going to do is, instead of dismantling it, I'm just going to set up my foldable metal campfire pit inside of the ring, which will added benefit of embers falling out and whatnot. Now we are on rock, but I'm right next to a whole forest that is windswept, so I don't want embers blowing into the forest either. So I have to keep a very close eye on this, but I'm thinking exactly where the fire ring is. I can put my fire pit, put all the wood in there, and light a small fire and see what happens with the wind later on. If it does pick up, I can always move my fire pit over to this area just to get behind the Jeep more to block it from the wind, and basically kick back and relax. So, like I said, in a few moments I'm going to get that fire pit out, get it situated in there, get it loaded full of wood, and have it ready for nightfall. All right, well, with supper and everything cleaned up, got the fire going nice and mellow now. It was flamed up quite a bit and I had to damp it down. So now we're into the actual big split pieces of wood. And I think all it really needs is just one at a time, and just basically let it do its thing. It's not terribly cold out, but I do have my sweater here on my back just to stop the mosquitoes from coming through the back of the chair and biting me. And as it gets later in the evening and the wind picks up, I imagine the temperature is going to drop. As well as behind the camera right now, finally, there is a big wall of clouds. Beautiful, colorful, purples, yellows, pinks, and a little bit of darkness up there too. So it looks like, fingers crossed, we might get some weather, hopefully. So it is coming this way, it's pushing in, and I'm definitely excited for it. So we're just gonna basically kick back, relax. Boomer's over here kind of strutting his stuff over there, doing whatever he wants. He was chasing a squirrel earlier on, going after a little pile of his dog food on the ground. And all in all, it's super peaceful out here. The crackling of this spruce and pine is always a treat in the evening in the campfire, along with the ocean waves and some birds bouncing around. But I think ultimately those birds know that there's weather pushing in, hopefully. So I'm gonna sit back, enjoy this fire, all the colors in the sky right now, and I'll catch up with you guys upside in the tent when it's totally dark out and we turn in for the night. morning, everybody. It is a beautiful, crisp and cool morning out here, directly on the edge of the ocean, with a full sunrise happening right now. As you guys can see, that warm light hitting my face, lighting up the side of the Jeep. Last night's sleep was very, very relaxing. The sound of the waves was absolutely incredible. And sitting right here last night in this almost little tiny protected area of backdrop, the way I got the awning pitched, I'm kind of nestled in the trees, away from the wind, away from any kind of wind or any kind of weather pushing in here. Was definitely relaxing. So it rained for a total of 2 seconds. I think there was maybe 20 raindrops that hit the awning, and that was it. Sometimes that's just the way it goes. So it is totally clear out here right now. It doesn't look like rain today. We sat out here probably till about 1 a.m. last night and burned a lot of firewood. But as you guys can see, we still have quite a bit left, just burning one piece at a time, keeping the flames nice and low, just to protect the awning. No holes, no damage, which is awesome. So this morning's gonna be pretty basic, just a hot coffee, relax a little bit, and then start the cleanup process. So good morning, everybody, and cheers. Hot coffee, beautiful view. Let's start the day. Alright, everybody, just folding up the tent right now, getting that situated. There is a lot of moisture on top and underneath the rain fly, so this definitely needs to be set up and aired out when I get home. Now I do want to point one thing out, this rope that I just untied off of the tent. I had to install this yesterday because the wind was coming off of the ocean, and it was so strong that it was actually lifting up the tent and trying to fold it as the wind went in, because I was not inside of it. Now with me in there, obviously it can't lift it, but when I'm out, it was actually lifting it up, and I heard the ladder hit the side of the rim on the Jeep because it was folding. So I ran over, took this rope, hooked it underneath of the tent, and I just tied it to the inside of my wheel here, and that secured it down the entire time. So that's a little bit of a tip if you're going to be setting up your rooftop tent towards the oncoming winds, as I have. Go ahead and guy it out. So that's all I did, just one piece of rope right to the rim, kept it down secure, kept the tent from doing any kind of weird things. So that's the deal with that. So like I said, it's totally wet, it needs to be dried out when I get home, and it didn't even rain to my knowledge last night. Everything looks like it's dry. So I'm going to continue packing this up, get the bag on, zip it all up. The mosquitoes are starting to come out like crazy right now, if you guys can see that on camera. So it's time to boogie. So let's get this done and then work on the awning, get that packed away, and then get out of here. Alright guys, just going through the fire pit and the charcoal box, and there is a ton of firewood left here. Now, like I mentioned last night, leaving this fire ring in place was something that I wanted to do. And I'm going to leave it right here for the next person that shows up, along with all of this firewood. And there is a lot of firewood. So I'm just going to toss it all in the fire pit. And whoever comes here next time is definitely going to be happy with this find, because there's enough firewood here for probably 2 nights realistically. I mean, if it rained really heavy and you had to be stuck underneath of a tarp, this would definitely be enjoyable and not have to bother trying to source wet firewood and stuff like that. So it's always nice to roll into camp and have all your wood prepped and ready to go. And realistically, like I said, there's a ton of firewood left over that I did not burn. So maybe it'll be here next time I come back, maybe not. And even a little chopping block, we'll leave that here as well. So almost packed up. The tent takes a few moments to pack away, where it's not a hard shell tent. And I've been getting asked a lot why I did not go with a hard shell tent. The truth is, I actually did order one and it got lost, so it didn't even arrive, so I canceled that order. And the only thing that was available next to that was another soft top. And I do love this tent, but I would really like a hard shell, just for the ease of popping it up really quick and packing it away very quick, because this does take a bit of time. On a day like this, it's not a problem, but when you're in high winds or rain, especially in the wintertime when you got ice that's formed to the outside of this tent because you got a diesel heater running inside and it melts the snow, it turns to ice, it could be probably about 20-30 minutes packing it away, plus standing on top of the vehicle, slipping, falling, all that stuff. It's just part of the game, you know. I enjoy it, but it would be nice to have a hard shell. So that may be coming in the future, as well as another major secret that I have not let out on the channel yet. My wife and I, we have acquired something very large, and it is coming to the channel very, very soon. It's going to be a game changer. Drop down in the comments what you guys think it is, and hopefully within the next, I don't know, maybe 2-3 weeks, we will share that secret with you guys. And well, it's going to be a lot of content. That's all I can say. A ton of content. Just that one topic is probably going to be years worth of content. So I'm going to get everything else packed away, because this is not the fun part of camping. And yeah, get all this done, get the awning packed away, and get on our way here. I will mention also, while I'm kneeling down here packing this chair away, I don't talk about my gear a whole lot. So that's been popping up in the comment section, people asking, do I have like a gear list, or do I explain the gear that I'm using? I really don't. I like keeping this channel film and experience based rather than a how-to like a typical YouTube channel does. I like to kind of up the game a little bit with production quality, give you guys the reason why I'm here is to share my adventure, share my experience, not talk about all the gear and stuff. So I dabble a tiny bit in what I'm using, like the fridge, the battery, maybe the chair, the tent, things like that, but I'm not going to go in depth. Go to a review channel if you want that stuff, that kind of information. So like I said, get all this stuff packed away, and then it's time to back the Jeep up and get off this cliff. All right, everybody, that's everything totally packed away. Rooftop tent, awning, all the gear. It is now time to get out of here. The temperature's coming up, the mosquitoes are getting ridiculous, and I still gotta get turned around. So, if you guys haven't checked out part 1 of this adventure, be sure to check it out. And until next time, peace out, guys. I'll see you in the next adventure.